With Persona 5 The Phantom X officially dropping, in China, Korea, and Taiwan at the moment, we're given a multitude of new characters alongside some of our notable Phantom Thieves. We will look at most of the roster super moves, aka highlights, and rate them accordingly out of 10. And although this isn't everyone, it's enough for a video. For simplicity's sake, I will refer to everyone by their codenames. So subscribe if you like, and enjoy. Let's actually start with our new mascot, Cattle. I think it's alright. I think starting us off, it's fine. It gives me that Asta vibe from Honkai Star Rail. Their supers are kind of similar in that regard. I like Cattle's persona more than I do the highlight. I think it's fine. I think it's cool. There's just a whole lot of build up from Cattle riding on Rob Roy, the persona, and just going all the way up into the stratosphere just to kind of give everyone health that doesn't really execute anything. It's flashy all the way up until the end, and it's kind of just whatever. Despite that, I'm gonna give it about a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. I like it. I just wish it was a lot more. That ending is what really would have helped it. It's something to send off the highlight to really give it that impact. Next up is Closer. I think it's a 9. It's so cool. The whole pitch to herself just to send the enemy out into the sky and then a big explosion up in the background. I like Closer's look. I like her highlight a bunch. That's a 9 out of 10. I think that's pretty reasonable. If Cattle had something like this at the end of it, it probably would be on the same regard. Closer's so cool. Fleuret? I don't know. I didn't look it up. Comment below the correct pronunciation because I don't feel like confirming that. That's not bad. I'll admit that's not bad. The giant tornado into the one strike though. Alright. I don't know about the person's character like that because game's still being made and not every person who's playable has a full-on story to them. But I'm thinking if you're gonna have a whole tornado super going on, there should probably be a multitude of hits as opposed to just one singular hit. Unless they showed some sort of hit spark during the tornado itself. Is there? No. Okay. So I still like this. I think it gets a 7 because my critiquing of this wasn't saying that it was bad. I just know how to improve it. If it did the things that I said it would do, probably a 9, easily. But so far, I still like it for what it is, and I think I'm good with a 7. You already know who this is. It's Joker. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's my video, man. I'm probably giving that a 9 too. It's so cool. Joker always has some cool stylish things going on. Weird side tangent. How come you don't see Joker's showtimes for a long time until you reach endgame? It's but I think Joker just straight up has all that style and flair to him. The ending with the single shot, just like how he did in the game, is pretty good. Yeah, I don't think I need to go into too much detail about it. That's a 9. That's a pretty fair 9. That's an unapologetic 9. Key. Game Grumps reference. I'm sorry.
Key.
Good job, Aaron. Good spelling.
I don't know how to feel about this. The drill that pierces the heavens onto the floor I thought was pretty good, but the build up to get to here wasn't all that wild. Cause what? You're just surrounding the enemies with a layer of fire, and then what? One explosion? I don't know why. I feel like I should like that, but I think it's okay. You know what? I think I know what it is. You know what? I think I know what my issue with this is. It shouldn't have started with the explosion. In my opinion, I think this would be better executed if this start was them being encompassed in the little fire symbol, sigil, whatever. So encase them with that, then have Ki pierce the ground to lead to the floor eruption into the explosion. And I think that's why. I think the starting with this explosion right here actually made me not like it as much. And it's pretty wild because I still think this is fine. I just am upset that I don't like it as much as I should. I'm gonna give it a 5. I don't know if that's warranted, but that's what number I'm thinking about. Keep in mind, these are all my opinions, my tastes. They all could very much be wrong. Comment below how you feel about each of these highlights up until this point. Like how we're going to talk about Leon, the Toku guy. And if this is a super that I don't like, then there's clearly something wrong with me. Okay. It's a 5. Now here's the thing. The unit that is Leon in this game isn't fully a DPS because not only do they do nuke damage or do they do damage to the opponent as a single target, which means just hitting one enemy, they're also kind of a support. They can give shields or they can give no, I'm pretty sure it's shield. I didn't play too much of Leon. The super that Leon does works for their character and their moveset in the game. I wish it was more action oriented, I swear. It's unfortunate. I think it's fine. I wish it played more into the common rider or tokusatsu motif where it's something like a rider kick or something action based, not support based. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. 5 out of 10. I still don't think it's that bad, but I'm not really digging it. Next up is the relatable girl Moko, who almost got hit by a train, more or less. That's the game's story. It's fine. It's honestly fine. Everything that was built up to one bubble shot. And I think it's neat. But I think it's because it's a single target. You know what? I think that this super, despite its usage being a single target put him to sleep thing, would have looked better if it was still a multiple of bubbles just doing multiple attacks at once instead of just aesthetically multiple bubbles and then just leading to one effect occur. I think it's fine. And I don't dislike it. There was a lot of build up though for just one shot. I need to hold up. I'm giving it a 4. You know what? I'm putting my foot down. I'm giving it a 4. It was a lot of build up for one bubble shot. And I think if the whole bubble shot thing was at least multiplied across that one enemy where more number went up during the bubble drop, it probably would have been a 5 or maybe a 6. But you had the whole cinematic for one shot at a bubble that popped. I'm sticking with that 4. She's a good unit though. I won't deny you that. She is a good unit. You know, as much as I don't like Morgana's character, he's a really good unit to have on the team with auto healing and such. It's mechanics over people, I guess. I like the super. I wish Leon did something like this. I would have. First of all, it gets an 8. I can't lie to myself in that regard. The Kamen Rider Ichigo reference into him transforming into the car, because not only was that a thing in Persona 5, it was also a reference to My Neighbor Totoro or whatever the Ghibli film was. It's a good highlight. I can't deny that. I'd be lying to myself if I purposely gave him a low number. Man, I wish one of the new people had Morgana's moveset, because I mean, I have to play him because he's such a good unit. Yeah, first, I'm moving on. I gotta move on. Mont. Mont. I don't know where I was going with that. I think that's a pretty... Also, first of all, she has a follow-up attack like Herta from Honkai Star Rail. So I think that was a pretty reasonable build-up. Her ice skating was aesthetically pleasing for us to watch as she and her persona sets up into the giant explosion with all the ice crystal whatevers. I think that was well executed. I'm gonna give it that an 8. I think that's pretty good. I enjoyed that a ton. This wouldn't have affected my score. I just think that this would make this super a little bit more interesting. Imagine she was dragging the enemy across with her as she was ice skating. So just pick them up, start ice skating. The enemy's just on the floor being dragged by the ice. Throw the enemy to the side. Bam! That's when you do the ice crystal at the end. I like this super. I think it's pretty good. It gets an 8. I like it. Yeah. It gets an 8. I'm gonna get these out of the way because even though they're not technically highlights, they're cinematic-ish and they're short. So I wanna just speed run through that. The best navigator in all of Persona 5, Okyann. Yeah, she's a support. The cinematic itself is legit nothing. It gets a 2. She's a pretty good support unit though. I can't be denying that. But I did want to include it so you saw it because I don't know when I'm going to be doing another highlight video like this as the game is not fully out yet and there's still more characters to come. But handling it now seemed like the best idea at the moment. While we're here, we can just get Puppet out the way too. I'm pretty sure it's the same score. 1. You know, I'll give Okyann a 3 and give Puppet a 1. Yeah, it was more of a transition than it was cinematic. But again, they're not really highlights to begin with, so it's kind of unfair to put it into that caliber. But at the same time, I showed them, so I'm gonna rank them. I don't have to come back to the specific thing later. Now, if they make adjustments to these supers at a later point, then yeah, I'll go through them again to see if it has more of a polish or at least some sort of alteration to it. But judging them as they are now, Puppet got a 1, man. Panther got a ton of play in the beginning of the game, dude. It's crazy. I mean, I like her as a character, but the game really pushed Panther early on. They're still doing it. She's not even a main character in this game, and they're still really pushing her. They did a good job though. I'm giving that an 8. I'm not giving that a 9 because that is not catering towards me, but I'm gonna give it an 8 because that is still pretty good. I can't deny that. It's still pretty good. This is someone wanted this. It ain't me, but I'm not gonna disrespect her by saying it's lower than an 8. 8 out of 10. Back at it again with one of the new people, Rin. I've been enjoying her as a character. She's pretty cool. It's fine. I like it. I don't know if I like it all that much. This part was cool, her with the whole sphere thing. And then the spinning top to the explosion from the lion. That's cool. I'm gonna give it a 7. I like it. I think... I think I'm gonna give that an 8. I'm trying to sit here and think about what I have really wrong with this. And if it's a speed issue, then all I would have to do is just put it to tomb time speed. I don't know if you know this, but all of the highlights I've been showing you have been at ×1 speed. And I never felt that speed was really an issue up until now. I think I'm just coping and trying to give it a lower score than it needs to, I'm gonna just give it an 8. I think it just looks cool from top to bottom. I don't think it's on the same level as Closer or nothing, but an 8 is something I'm more comfortable with than giving it a 7 for no reason. Sepia, if I recall correctly, his story is that he is homeless. Okay, I like this. I think that's cool. This is another one of those, why don't they wrap the opponent sort of deals? Because these are all strikes, but it looks like these are these separate talismans or these one long bandage sort of deal? This looks like something that you would wrap your enemy into and then explode them. This pose is cool though. I'm gonna give it a 6 or a 7. 7. I think this pose helps it a lot because it really makes him look stylish. But again, this really should have been a restraint type deal into the finisher. I just find it weird that that wasn't the case. I think 7 is pretty reasonable though, because I still like it. I just wish it would have been better. Nah, I'm gonna make it a 6. I'm gonna make it a 6. I'm gonna put my foot down there. Still though, this right here saved it from getting a lot lower points. So is what it is. Ryuji, my man, you are being done dirty in a lot of the canon situations. Unjustifiably so. This is the only 10 in this video. I'm confident about that because man, not only is this a reference to a situation that happens in game, there's no build up into the thing. The build up is also the thing. As Ryuji is just running down the side of the so there's probably a building, but it's like the submarine thing. There's already explosions happening around him. And as the bombs blow up the enemy, he uses that as a follow-up to strike them back into the ground. And then all the way up into this. Like, yeah, I did it. I did it. Y'all saw that? I did that. That's a 10. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the only 10 in this entire video. And I don't regret saying that. Good on you, Ryuji. You deserve a win. Here comes Soy. I wanted to say Soy Boy. No, I'm going to keep that take. I'll give that a respectable 9. Mainly for the Gatling gun. The Gatling gun was used as a means of cover so that the Soy and the persona can charge in. Yeah, his codename's actually Soy. If you didn't think I was joking around, his codename's actually Soy. I like the use of the double weapon because unlike someone like Joker who used his gun in tandem with his highlight attack, I think only Soy has been the only one to do that. And if I don't remember anyone else who's did that, that means their super wasn't that great, but I still stand by whatever I gave them. The whole Gatling gun into the cloud, into the follow-up charge from the persona is just really cool. It's also short. Not to say that shorter highlight means better. I'm just trying to say that it transitioned into itself pretty well and made for a pretty good, well-executed highlight that deserves a 9 out of 10. Soy's pretty cool. This is a character who I believe was in this game before it was officially Persona 5 X. I think it was called Codename X or something. Codename Yuki, who looks really, really cool. Eight. That's the first number that came to my mind. 8. The persona using the quaking effect specifically so that Yuki can come from the air into the follow-up. That's cool. I like it when the highlight encompasses both the persona and the user in their attack so that it looks like they're just tag teaming on a dude. And I think that's cool. This is a cool super. I think because she's so light focused, this is one of those supers where beams of light should be coming from the ground as the explosions are occurring. Because here's the thing, I'll show you this. That was coming from the ground, those beams of light, but not full on just arrays up into the ceiling. And then as you're looking up from the last array, it's just Yuki striking from above because you didn't see her. It was so bright. That's what I'm sort of talking about. Still good though. Good 8. Very good 8. She's very cool. She's very cool. I've been saving Wonder, the protagonist of this game, for last for one simple reason. I found out he had multiple versions of his highlights. So we're gonna go through all of them right now. This is his attack highlight. That also gets an 8 because it's cool of him to run up with his persona, and also whatever persona he was using was going to show up right next to him because that's the whole point of that super. It's a damage dealing super. All the way into the X because haha P5X, and then into the explosion behind him. That's cool. That's an 8. I debatably say it's a 9. I'm going to say it's a 9. His other supers are just not as good in comparison to that. This is his highlight where he does a healing move for the whole party. Okay, first of all, the fact that this is short helps it a lot because it gets straight to the point. And this transitioning into the snap with the giant green rays of light as the heal, this is cool. This gets a 7. This gets a pretty fair 7, okay? It's cool, it's short, it's sweet, and it's impactful all at the same time, in my opinion. The Wonder AoE heal, good, solid. It's the other ones where, This is the highlight where Wonder gives this team a damage buff. Okay. It gets a 5, and I can't fault the devs for reusing the same animation. I can't fault them for that. If it was more convenient for them to do it like that, then they had every right to do it like that. However, the main reason why it's a 5 is not even for the same animation. The color here doesn't work as well as the green did, in my opinion. I think the green did the best job of going, all right, we're about to get this huge team whatever. The blue is kind of like you're being splashed for a quick second and we're done. It's over. The sound effect did a better job showing to you whatever the impact of this effect would have been. The visual didn't pair well with it, if you get what I'm saying. Lastly is Wonder's highlight where he gives his entire team shield on top of their health. This is the last highlight that I got. Same thing, second verse, same as the first. I might give it a 4 actually. The other one was blue, this one's a sort of teal. And now I think it looks weirder because it's a lighter blue instead of a regular blue. Now I could just be making stuff up from what I just saw, but the fact of the matter is the healing version of this is without a doubt the best of these 3 variations of supers, but none of them top the one that actually does damage to the opponent. But I still think, animation-wise, they're fine. The color is where I have an issue. Real quick, there is another character in this game whose codename is Riddle. I don't have her, so I'm not going to react to their highlight. Additionally, there are going to be more characters that drop for this game, like Yuki, if she doesn't drop by the time this video comes out. And I figured I might as well just hold on people I don't have. I'll do a follow-up reaction for this video with more characters. And if you want to play this game right now, personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd prefer you wait, but there is a way to download either the Chinese, Korean, or Taiwanese Taiwanese versions of this game. And I'm going to put the video of other people doing their tutorials on how to do stuff like this, as well as the English mod, in the description below, because I'm not going to do that sort of video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I like reacting to RPG cinematics, supers, highlights, whatever they're called in each game, because it's cool that RPGs have them, like Honkai Star Rail, for instance, or whatever other games I've covered up to this point. If you're curious about any of those, check that video right here, because I am terrible at pointing. Subscribe for more content, possibly Persona 5X related. I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and be seeing ya.